Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Drone Wars. Here in front of us we can see the board and the game's almost up. This could be the last episode, though that really depends on what the factions do here. There's only 2 Federation fleets left, and they don't have any more shipyards, so if they end up losing both of their fleets, it's game over, and the Pirate Empire wins. But if the Federation could dodge the pirates somehow, or build a shipyard by some miracle, they have a chance of actually being able to survive and build up a new fleet. They have the money to make an insane fleet that would be able to fight the pirates, but I don't know if this will actually happen or not. We're going to find out in this episode. So, almost immediately, the pirates are already under attack by the Federation. And I don't know if this is smart, but the Federation is going to take their fleet that's here, and they're going to go ahead and just face the pirates head on. If they can take on this fleet, then they'll be able to secure this area. But this is going to be a very difficult uphill battle. As you can see here, they're facing off against two battleships, 2 frigates, and a fighter, plus some extra fighters from this battleship. And of course, all they're bringing to the table here is 2 cruisers, 2 frigates, a corvette, and a fighter. I feel like it's an uphill battle for the Federation here, but if the Federation can win this battle by some miracle, they'll actually be okay. But if not, that means that the pirates will have eliminated one of the Federation fleets. So we're just going to go jump down to the planet and we're going to see if this battle takes one side or the other. Alright, here we are in Lithios. And of course this is going to be a very interesting battle. Right here we can see the Federation fleet. It's a fairly decent fleet and it's going to do whatever it can to take out the pirates. Over here are the pirates with their own fleet. So you can see they've got quite a bit here. Seems like the odds are somewhat even, but the pirates do have a little bit more firepower, so we're going to see what happens here. Almost immediately there are some missiles going out, which are going to be a massive problem. Hopefully they have enough point defense to defend against that. There are plenty of missiles moving forward though. I do think they're all going after one of the frigates. There are plenty of railguns out here. Alright, so one of the cruisers has been hit over here, but it's doing fine. There are some more torpedoes moving forward, so these ships really need to get onto their offensive here. The good thing is that lots of these ships are going to fight from range, so they're going to be taking out lots of these targets as they come forward. Now of course this corvette's going to charge and absorbing a lot of the hits, but it's also going to be doing whatever it can to take out those fighters. And all those railgun shots are deadly. There's a lot of railgun fire being shot back and forth here. You see that heavy fighter is doing whatever it can on the side of the battlefield. Seems like the battleship is charging straight in here. A lot of these ships out here are trying to take out those fighters very quickly because I know those missiles are going to be a very big problem for point defense systems to take care of. The sooner these fighters can be eliminated, the better. There we go. You can see there's a lot of cannon fire also moving in as well. Over here you can see that these frigates are trying to move back a bit. Seems like the cruisers are trying to hold their ground here and they're just going to fire away at everything. Definitely some shots going after the this battleship here, which is now getting dangerously close. there's a lot of shots going in here. This cruiser is not doing particularly well. Seems like some of the torpedoes from the other battleship are hitting very hard. Of course, that's not going to stop these ships from continuing to fight back. And of course, with all those fighters dealt with, that means all of the other weapons can deal with all the much larger threats. You can see there are missiles targeting multiple different ships here. And of course, there are still a few fighters here, which are going to be a massive problem. It seems like some of them are trying to be dealt with, slowly but surely. In the meantime, the rest of these ships are just going to have to do whatever they can to do as much damage as possible. See, this battleship is now approached and is getting very close. A little bit too close for comfort here. This cruiser might be going down fairly soon, but it's still going to fire away whatever it can. Shields on this battleship have been taken out, but it's definitely still charging forward, trying to get in close. I think it would be ideal if this battleship could be taken out soon. Either of these battleships needs to be taken out really soon if the Federation wants to survive here. Some of the frigates over there are getting a little bit close, so I might lose a few frigates. The two battleships are definitely pushing forward here. There's a lot of railgun fire being shot out here trying to push through the armor on this battleship, which is proving to be really difficult as it is very well armored. In the meantime, the Vega here is trying to pull off some evasive maneuvers here as its main thrusters are slowly being targeted. One of the frigates has gone in for close range combat here. Just needs to get in close enough to do some more damage. This battleship here is going down a bit, but I don't know if that's from evasive maneuvers or loss of thrust. Either way, it seems to be doing mostly fine. Yeah, it's definitely doing fine. It's just pulling off some evasive maneuvers. The remaining ships here are taking on the destroyer Vega, trying to take out more of its engines. Seems like half the hydrogen over here has been taken out, so they're aiming for the other half. Seems like the atmospherics in the middle are being targeted now. Oh, hydrogen on the left side has been fixed. Man, all those railguns are proving to be a really big problem. But of course, more atmospherics are being targeted here and there. Alright, that's another thruster taken out in the back. It appears that this frigate over here is actually attacking from behind, which is proving to be very useful, as that's a bit of a weak spot on this ship. Of course, this battleship is trying to go up to avoid gravity here, just so that way its atmospherics are no longer needed. Pretty sure it's going after this cruiser here, which is trying to pull off some evasive maneuvers here before it's too late. And it's taking a little bit of damage. But if they take out this battleship, that's one less thing to deal with. And of course, there are some torpedoes being fired over there, which might be a very big problem pretty soon. Seems like all those torpedoes are going after one of the other ships down here. Just slowly digging in here. Pretty soon that's going to dig in far enough to take out a hydrogen tank. So this ship isn't lasting very long here. It's taking a little bit too much damage. And now these two ships have gone into battle again. Hi. Oh, right now? Okay, I'll change out. Well, this battle's certainly lasting a while. Seems like both of these ships are kind of just locked in a bit of a stalemate here. Now, of course, if this cruiser isn't getting close to finish off that battleship, those torpedoes are going to come in pretty soon. There's an exchange of railgun shots and of course some missiles being fired. I think it's trying to go after that last large thruster there. Either that or some kind of hydrogen tank. Either way, it's a fair bit of armor to try to break through. As you can see, those evasive maneuvers are definitely pulling off some dodges. But over here, it's definitely digging into the hole. Alright, so now they're getting a lot closer. Now the closer range weapons are starting to respond. Don't know if that cruiser is going to be able to last that long, but it's firing whatever it has. This cruiser is desperately trying to get away while firing as many missiles as it can. And of course, all that railgun fire is digging in. Yeah, it's losing most of its offensive turrets here. Yep, all that railgun fire is just digging in. All you can do is try to pull off some evasive maneuvers just to get its cannons in the back firing. The targets are a little bit too close to be able to aim. So this is going to be a really big problem here. And it is losing quite a bit of armor. And now the two ships are trying to pull away here. this might be the last Federation ship in this fleet, so I don't think it's going to be able to win or do much in this case. It's definitely trying whatever it can to still stay alive in this fight, at least. Okay, they fired over to the side here, allowing some of the cannons to try firing. Yeah, this ship is desperately trying to get away. That doesn't look healthy. There's just more and more chunks of this ship coming off here. It seems to be digging in pretty deep at this point. A lot of these shots are starting to go straight into the main engineering area. It might have... No, the AI is still active, but pretty soon it might get taken out. Another massive chunk of the ship has come off. Okay, there goes a fair bit of hydrogen. Yeah, this cruiser isn't looking too good here, and that battleship is rapidly approaching. Also, there are some shots being taken back and forth here. It seems like the cruiser is finally going down. I guess that's it for that cruiser. And of course, while this battleship is taking a lot of hits, it's technically not out of the battle. And it's still very much capable of flight. So I guess that's about it. Let's see which ships have survived. Oh boy, so my game ended up crashing in that last battle. But that's fine. We got to see how many ships survived, and that the entire Federation fleet was completely eliminated. And of course, looking at the pirate fleet, it looks like the pirate fleet was still fully functional. every single ship was still flying in some form. And of course, the ships that were on the ground, I placed them up in the air, and yeah, they were still capable of flying around. They weren't exactly out yet. So yeah, that pirate fleet completely survived. That leaves the Federation with only one last fleet. And you know, they decided to do the most sensible thing and move their fleet upwards away from the other fleet there. So you know, avoiding one catastrophe just by a little bit. That at least could give them a chance, right? Anyways, that's the Federation's actions up, and now we're moving over to the Pirate Empire's actions. And of course, the Pirate Empire, they anticipated that the Federation was going to move up here. So they had a fleet waiting, a perfectly set trap to take out the last Federation fleet, and they have moved it in. This fleet here is going to be taking on this fleet here, which is basically a death sentence. We're just going to observe the last battle of the season here, and we're going to see what happens. Alright, here we are. It's been coming to this. This is the last battle of Season 1. Over here, we can see the Federation's fleet. They've got about 6 fighters, they've got their carrier, they've got a battleship, they've got their frigate, and they've also got a corvette. All over here in the distance. This is the largest pirate fleet we have seen in the series so far. It is literally just 3 super carriers, 5 battleships actually. 5 battleships and 2 frigates. And of course there should be some fighters that go with it as well, so I'll go and spawn those in real quick. Shouldn't take too long to get these in. Now of course, because we don't want to oversaturate everything, I'm only going to spawn 5, maybe 15 fighters here, even though there would technically be like 38 extra, but we do have a cap on the amount of ships that can spawn per fleet. Alright, so with that there should be a total of 30 ships on this side. We're going to go in and begin the battle, and we're going to see how this goes. So almost immediately there are going to be missiles coming from almost every single ship on this side. That is a lot of torpedoes. I don't think this fleet is equipped with the right kind of point defense to handle this. Oh, and that carrier is going to take all of those missiles. Yeah, that carrier has basically been crippled already. A lot of these railguns are going after the fighters here, and the corvette. This corvette's almost torn in half at this point. course, there are some fighters over here charging in, trying to do whatever they can. All those close-range lasers are definitely going to take out these fighters, but they're going to try to do whatever they can. There's a lot going on out here. Some of these fighters are going forward, trying to target the super carriers in the back. If you can see, there's just a wall of just... yeah, there's just a wall of just firepower coming from all of these different ships. I don't think they're even going to last that long here. Surprisingly, this carrier is still in the air and still firing everything that it can to take out the enemy ships. In the meantime, there's also the battleship up here, doing whatever it can. And these super carriers are just charging ahead into battle. They're definitely doing a lot of damage. They are rapidly approaching. There's a lot of shells coming this way, but they're still pushing forward. Yeah, this carrier out here is not holding particularly well against all this. Seems like the frigate back here is still trying to support from a distance. But I'm not sure exactly how long that's gonna last. Literally every single ship in the pirate fleet is just approaching and firing everything at this carrier. And that carrier is holding on as best it can against quite literally all the firepower that the Pirate Empire has to muster at the moment. Yeah, that carrier has just been torn straight down the middle. And there's just even more torpedoes being fired here. You can see the Vega battleships are just passing overhead, firing everything they have. Seems like the next target is probably the battleship back here. Now here come the torpedoes. Well, this battleship is just being completely torn to shreds here. That means the next target is probably the frigate over here. Definitely some railgun shots going after him now. Seems like some railguns are starting to target the frigate here. It's not going to hold particularly well against constant railgun fire, especially with the amount of railguns being fired out there. And there goes the entire front of the frigate here. Yep, and here come the rest of the torpedoes to finish it off. And just like that, the Federation has been completely eliminated. Alright, and just like that, that's about it. The Federation has lost all their fleets. They don't have any more shipyards to build more ships, and that means that the rest of the Federation territory is just free for the pirates to take over. That's it for the series. The Pirate Empire has won against all the other factions, and the Federation has met their end. Well, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this series. If you guys are interested in joining Season 2, there is a Discord in the description of this video. Without further ado, that's the end of this series. I hope you all have enjoyed. I'll see you guys another day, and I will upload a trailer eventually for the second season to hopefully generate a little more interest in that if you guys are willing to participate or not. Alright, take care.